seemed to infuriate some people along the way.
All right, man.
I did break kayfabe. Look, we're all friends. We're all good.
Yeah.
Alan's our guy.
Yeah.
But you seem to have pissed some people off yesterday.
Alan is my guy. I don't have no problem with Alan. And to be honest,
don't need to listen to him. I'm just saying, don't have any problem with him.
Oh, no problem with Alan, man. But they did one of the shots from the media area, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. But from the media area, full Sutter Health Park, out on the grass and all that other stuff. From that video or from that picture, it looked like a packed house, right? And it was. So I had tweeted out, I forgot exactly what I said, but something to the effect of A's home game ain't seen this many people in 2 decades, in the last 2 decades.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just talking. Like, the amount of people that took what I said literal is actually a little disturbing. Like I watched the last game in Oakland 6 months ago. I saw they had 35,000 people there. So no, not literally the most people they've had a home game in 2 decades. But we talking, and really what it is I don't know if you've seen it, Dame, because you're not as much on Twitter or seeing some of the baseball YouTube shows like AJ Przinsky and all this other stuff. You got writers like Susan Slusser, I think it was, or Ann Killian, either one of them. A lot of people have been taking jabs at Sacramento for a long time. And look, it's cool. Just do whatever. There's people in this city, use the term, Sac media, who have not stood up for the city and sided and took jabs at what's going on in the city. Not the people or nothing like that, but just the setup of the city, questioning, who they are. Here, on the home front, who've done that. I ain't said nothing. I haven't said anything. I'd be like, it's just whatever. It's whatever. But I see everything. I see it. I see everything that goes on. So last night, I put this in wrestling terms. I had a receipt to cash in. I had a receipt. That's all it was. It doesn't mean I'm going to crap on Oakland A's fans or the Bay Area. I love Oakland as a city. How many times I told you about going to Dollar Dog Wednesdays at the Coliseum when I was at Cal State East Bay? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been there plenty of time. When I was staying in San Leandro, right off of Davis Street, the homies from SAC would be like, hey, man, we at the A's game, man. Pull up on us. Cool. I walk over to the BART station. It's one exit up. I get off of Coliseum. I'm going to the game, man. Slide in there. Like, I got love for the A's. I got love for the city of Oakland. It ain't never been no thing for me. But there was a receipt that had to be cashed in. Cashed in the receipt last night. That's all it was. Been throwing shots for a long time. Threw one back, and that's what it is. And like I told my man Alan, it's cool. Like, it's whatever. But what people aren't going to do is crap on this city, crap on Sacramento, and talk about it as if it's a second-rate place. It's not a second-rate place. It's not. So that's all that was last night. It wasn't. I literally, and then I'll also say this, and I don't know if they. I'll just keep it anonymous because I don't know exactly if it's out there like that. But people that I do respect and like had a problem with what I said. And I let that person know. I said, my bad, dog. Like, I wasn't trying to be like mean or nothing like that. I was, out there. We talking, we shooting shots, and shooting a quick shot back. Like I said, I had a receipt to cash in. And that's what that was. That wasn't and as you know, as a wrestling, a receipt isn't an ongoing thing. Like, Travis Scott not gonna get beat up every time you see Cody Rhodes. It's just one time.
You're gonna get one stiff shot.
You don't get one. They got one last night, and I didn't even think it'd be that big. I knew some people would react, but I didn't think it would be that big of a deal. But that's all it was.
I'm all for back and forth. I'm all for fan bases standing up for whatever they believe in. Don't say Sac media. Say what you got to say. That's all I ask. Say what you got to say.
That's the only reason I responded, because I'm the only one that said anything. So who else was you talking about?
Just say what you got to say.
Yeah,
it's all good. There's nothing wrong with it. Maybe that's an 11:40 thing. Maybe you're not supposed to engage with us. I mean, we know you're not supposed to talk to us, but Yeah, it's all good. Say what you got to say.
Do you guys have NBA thoughts or no?
Well, our team stinks. Do you have any thoughts past that?
So we're done. We're done talking NBA for the rest of the year, or what?
Well, at least to the playoffs start.
Well,
what did you guys think about Taylor Jenkins getting fired?
So it's it's tough profession. This is part of our profession.
I thought no class, no balls is what we thought. No class, no balls. That Memphis Grizzly organization.
No class.
I mean, we were surprised. I mean, a firing with 10 games left in the season and a team that's clearly going to the playoffs. That was surprising. KC tapped in on the Odyssey app to Memphis and found out no one there was surprised. This is something that they were rooting for. So I don't know. Have you learned anything about this firing since it happened?
I guess what you could kind of say is this has been sort of been in the works since last offseason, where the front office cut his knees out and took all of his Taylor Jenkins' assistants off the staff and put in place their staff that they wanted to run a new offense that Taylor Jenkins did not want to run. And so in that respect, you kind of knew they're not really effing with him that much. But then they fired the guy who was instrumental in inserting that offense, as well as Taylor Jenkins, which was odd. The timing with 9 games left to go is odd. Maybe they want to see what an interim head coach does in a playoff setting. No idea about that. Not sure what the reason is. And then what I'm also hearing or reading or, compiling is that John Morant, some reports are saying that he didn't like this offense, which, okay, that wasn't Taylor Jenkins' offense, number one. And 2, continue to be Team Taylor all the way up until the end, which is sort of similar to how it was with Damian Lillard and Terry Stotts when that was his only coach throughout his career. Also, how your guy De'Aaron Fox felt about Mike Brown at the end. So I wonder whether this is something that will lead Ja to go the same route that De'Aaron and Damian went, which is, okay, well, my time here then is pretty much come to a close.
What do you know about the Grizzlies owner?
I don't know a lot. I know that their GM, Zach Kleiman, is one of the better talent evaluators in the league. He's the one who got Desmond Bane, kind of finessed Boston with, I think, the 30th overall pick and found a way to trade for him. They've gotten guys like Gigi Jackson, who had slipped in the draft due to some off-the-court maturity issues, found Santi Aldama, the rookie this year, so Jalen Wells. So as a GM, I know he's pretty good, but I don't know anything really about how the ownership functions there at all.
Was he's been there for a while, right? Does anybody is he the guy that was there when they fired Dave Yeager? Because I'm pretty sure it was. I'm sure we would have heard of his sales since then, but I remember that was like that's when I first heard like, hey, this owner's a little different. You know what I mean? He's aggressive, he's a little different. I think there was like a story where he challenged, like almost for real challenged one of the players or Yeager or something to a one-on-one game or something like that. Just bizarre behavior.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I would look it up for you, but as soon as I get to Safari, it will immediately turn StreamYard off. So I'm basically just here, just me and that's
vibing.
No resources. Yeah, no, just vibing.
Just vibing. It's all good. Yeah. It's all good. What do you think the impact is on this going into the playoffs? Is there one? Is there a positive one, a negative one, no one?
I think it depends on how the players feel about this interim coach. We saw what happened initially with Doug Christie coming in, and there was a new life breathed in. Now, there's a lot less games left to be played with that dead cat bounce. Maybe they're thinking, oh, with a dead cat bounce and a new coach, maybe we're more than just a first round exit. Because most experts thought that Memphis was a surefire first round exit with all of the injuries that they've had to Gigi Jackson, to Brandon Clark, John Morant on and off, and the discord within the organization that possibly this team was number 2 in the West at one point. Remember, last week I was telling you guys this is not a good team right now. And you were, oh, you guys are kind of hating. Kenny, you were like, oh, you're kind of hating. They haven't beaten a 500 team or better since, I want to say, mid-February.
Are we talking about the Knicks or the
Grizzlies?
Sorry. Sounded
Grizzlies
like
been struggling.
No, it just sounded exactly like the New York Knicks.
Who is this? Damian Tapia here? And what's going on?
I was just
the hell is that all about?
Why are you getting so defensive?
Well, because that was an unwarranted shot.
The similarities,
at the Knicks in Oakland.
The similarities between Memphis and New York.
I can see
They can't beat teams above 500.
Not
the
right
Chicago
now.
Bulls of 4 years ago or whatever it was.
The Rose and Levine Bulls.
Oh, great. Well,
by the way, Robert Pera, he didn't challenge a player or a coach to one-on-one. I got that wrong.
Okay.
He challenged Michael Jordan to a game of one-on-one.
But didn't LeVar Ball do that
He's like
too?
LeVar Ball, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
He said with the $1 million going to charity of Jordan's choice, if the Bobcats owner, they were still the Bobcats.
Oh, my God.
Couldn't beat Pera in a game to 10.
Okay. All right, pal. Like, whatever.
It's Bryce Elder and Blake Snell, Braves versus the Dodgers. The 0-6 Braves, by the way, against the undefeated Dodgers. I'm going, it's 0.5 first inning runs. Going less, man. So
okay,
I'll have that posted. And download the Prize Pick app. Put in the promo code KIFM to get $50 instantly with your first $5 lineup. That's promo code KIFM to get $50 instantly with your first $5 lineup. You must be present in certain states.
This is ridiculous.
You must be present in certain states.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Well, you must be present in certain states. Go to prizepicks.com for more details. Prize Picks.
Wow.
Run your game.
Damn.
Wow. Johnny G was first.
So is this a race now? Because like
Zaybo, honestly, I'd walk away from the game if I were you. I'd just walk away. Yeah.
Y'all are
Yeah,
I'm on Zay's team. I'm team Zay. Because this is a little
Zay got a
goofy.
warning, but yeah,
Now look, you can't start until
the man goes to work one time. Literally, the man goes to work one time in 4 years. And y'all jack his job. This dude spent hours scouring through D-Lo and Casey videos to get clips cut for the 1,000th episode. And the man goes to work one day.
Shady House had him flustered. Look at run your game, Zaybo. A second time, run your game. A third time, run your game. Somebody help him.
Zaybo.
Y'all are whack.
He was trying to get in there. Look, man. Look, these are the rules now. You can't run your game in there until I start. And then at that point, it's the first. The first one.
No, these are not the rules.
I say we give it back to Zay.
The rules are y'all are infringing on Zay's gimmick. Fall back and let Zay have his gimmick back. Man, it's like all of a sudden there's a bunch of Ultimate Warriors here. Like, no, man. Like, let's say
Polo says he told Zaybo to get ready because they're snatching chains and gimmicks out here.
Man, y'all are cold.
Hey, man. Shout out Zaybo, man. Zay. Hey, man. Be quick. Once I start the
brother went to work one time, not even for a day. Zay didn't go to work for a day. He missed like a couple minutes of the show. The show ended. The poor brother went back to watch it and saw him getting killed.
1920s cutthroat. We don't really,
man.
You got to be on your game all the time.
Katrina, Tasha, oh my God. And she says, run your game now. Oh, no.
This is cold.
Zay, man. Hey, shout out to my boy Zaybo, man. That's my man.
Zaybo's going to show up like Lex Luger down the street.
What is he doing? Get the camera off him.
I got a few of those over the last 2 days. This is why I listen to you,
All right.
Okay.
Salute. So you were the one guy on the spreadsheet? All right, man. Good for you.
Yeah, man. So don't leave though, Zay. Don't do it, Zay. Don't do it.
Don't hang up, Zay. Don't hang up, Zay. Poor Zaybo. Y'all are cold.
That was hilarious. So the entire
Imitation
chatty
is-
house throwing it out.
Imitation is the most sincerest form of flattery. Think about it that way, Zaybo. You got to be first. Got to be first.
I was like that time John Cena had like 30 John Cena's first WrestleMania entrance.
Let the basketball people do basketball things. Gotta let it happen.
Wow. Zaybo, Casey, I'm seeking clarity this offseason. Brother, you're the one. You didn't show up.
Wow.
You didn't show up and you need clarity?
Hey, I'm Team Zaybo. Man, literally went to
We needed
work
a
for
win on
5
Friday.
minutes.
You weren't here, but you need clarity, huh?
They needed a win. You let Keon Ellis get in that role. Actually, nobody was there. Just Kyle. And Kyle, I don't even know if Kyle did it today. Kyle Renata.
No, yeah, he was right after Zabel's first one.
I forgot who was it? Johnny won today?
Well, I don't think anyone knew they were in a contest.
The run your game screw job right here.
That's what it is. Polo L is right. It's the run your game screw job.
Hey, Zaybo, my hands are clean. I didn't know, Zaybo. My hands are clean.
And Zaybo's Bret Hart. He's going to be bitter about this forever.
Run your game. Run your game. Run your game.
That works.
Was that Vince McMahon?
Yeah,
that was good.
works.
That was good. I like that. That was a good one.
Do the run your game. Run your game. God damn it, run your game.
Zabel's career ends because he gets kicked in the face at 11:40.
Oh no.
They never used him right.
Oh man. Kyle Draper kicks him in the face and Zay's career's over. And then in 14 years, he's going to come back and he's going to hug Kenny. He's going to hug Kenny at Sky River Casino. As we're opening the hotel portion of Sky River Casino, Zay's going to be there to hug him.
Whoever the PD is gets the low blow, and that's Zaybo versus them at WrestleMania.
Look, Zaybo screwed Zaybo.
I have no sympathy whatsoever for Zaybo. Zaybo did not do the time-honored tradition that one does in this business.
Brett versus Vince at whatever WrestleMania that was is
So bad.
Probably the worst thing I've ever watched in my life.
Ever.
And then Zaybo's gonna, be on his own podcast. I was doing run your game. They told me I had nothing to worry about.
We're back to that.
Stop.
2.5 hours later, we're back to that. Okay. This was gonna happen.
To Domas or TC being upset with Domas?
People.
Gotcha.
TC be upset with anybody.
Gotcha.
We knew people were going to be frustrated with Domas at some point, especially after that clarity thing.
Mm-hmm.
We knew that was going to happen.
There was another report out there Friday, I think it was, about, and once again, this wasn't from Domas. The clarity wasn't from him specifically either, right? But it was like, yeah, he may be seeking a trade, or if they go in a certain direction, they may be. I think the post was they may be looking to trade him, not he's looking for a trade. But like, depending on what happens this summer, what direction they go, if they go in like a rebuilding direction, they may trade him. I can remember if it said he would ask for one or not, but here we are.
Wait, when was that article? That wasn't the clarity article.
It was like Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. I have more of an issue with, I want some clarity as to like where are we going with this team? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's exit meetings. Like, that's every year. That's no big deal. Jesse, what do we have pulled up here?
This is the quote I think Kenny was referring to.
Yeah, Brett Siegel.
Yeah.
Uh,
Many around the league are preparing for the possibility of the Kings becoming big sellers ahead of the 2026 NBA trade deadline next February, which would likely result in Sabonis requesting a trade. Should a clear direction not present itself?
Huh.
and much like you, that
I don't.
Siegel NBA.
that's
Clutch points.
fine.
Huh.
I guess I understand that if I'm talking about Sabonis. Like if at that point, if they're like, we're just gonna do a rebuild, yeah, he may request, I want to go somewhere where I can win. I get it. I always like, why doesn't anybody want to be part of the solution? I guess I understand, you only got a certain amount of time in this league and, people wanting to win or whatever. But like, if that was the case, they were sellers at the 2026 trade deadline. Well, hey, I want to, I signed up here to see this thing in for the long haul.
Mm-hmm.
We're on some tough times right now, but you can count on me to be part of trying to turn this thing around.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair to Domas, these are all reports. Nobody says that he hasn't said that. Right?
Yeah, I felt like there was a lot of piecing together in that quote from that tweet. I don't think Brad is necessarily wrong. I don't know if he's speculating or if that's something that someone has shared with him, but it felt like there was a lot of kind of like mixing and matching in that quote.
Yeah, many around the league are preparing for the
possibility. So that is not the Kings. So this doesn't appear to have come from the Kings. It doesn't appear to have come from Domas, and it doesn't appear to have come from anybody involving Domantas Sabonis.
This is talking to people in the league.
It's an A plus B.
And what have we learned? And what have we learned about that? Again, I'm not trashing Brad Siegel. I'm just saying, what have we learned about that?
It could be anybody.
You could be a goddamn coffee boy.
Yeah, it could be anybody. And once again, like you
finish the quote. Sorry, could you finish the quote?
I'll start from many around the league are preparing for the possibility of the Kings becoming big sellers ahead of the 2026 NBA trade deadline next February, which would likely result in Sabonis requesting a trade should a clear direction not present itself.
A lot of speculating. That's fine. I don't have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Get your content off. No big deal.
Yeah.
No big deal. That's not a report.
And like I said,
my issue lies with the clarity. That was a report. I think it was from Sam. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was.
I have a problem with that because that is almost saying, man, I don't know what's going on here, but when this season's over, I need some clarity. Okay, I'll give you clarity because that guy we just got rid of, you didn't like. Not just that, we hired your coach. How many games did we show up to over the last 2+ years? 60 minutes before the game. Domas is out there on the floor. Who's he with?
Doug.
He's with Doug. Barbosa's out there. Our man Coach Shane was out there a year ago. But his coach is Doug. Yeah. Okay? I think that's what TC was referring to when he said your clarity is Doug Christie. I think that's what he was.
And I can absolutely understand that. Absolutely understand that. And that's something that people are going to feel some type of way if Domas tries to try, but
absolutely
request to leave.
Yep.
And like I said, these guys, they're young guys.
I'm gonna feel a certain way about it.
I hear you.
I think I already do.
I think you already do too.
I think man ain't done nothing, and I'm already kind of annoyed.
But it's one of those things where these guys, they're young, they want to win or whatever. I don't understand why it always has to be like, oh, we're not winning now, I want to leave. Maybe because you get labeled a certain way. Because remember what people were saying about Kyle Kuzma when he's like, no, I want to stay here in Washington. Oh, well, he's not serious about winning. Well, why does it have to be that? Why can't it be I signed up here with this franchise to try and help them be a winning team. Some things have taken a little bit of a turn. I'm not going to bail on them. I still want to be part of trying to help this team win. And why does it have to be that as opposed to, oh, well, he had an opportunity and he don't want to win. All right. So maybe that's why they just always look to leave when things get a little tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I guess from his side, like he's already 28 and he's never really won anything in his career team-wise or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You stick around with the Kings for another 3-4 years, like at the end of your prime, probably near the end of your career. It's like now maybe you're gonna start.
Yeah, I get it. I do get that.
Yeah, that's fine. Also, maybe there's a reason for that.
What's the reason?
Well, you had it like what is the reason Sacramento's not winning at a better percentage this year? What's the reason that this team is such a disappointment? I'm asking.
I point to the front office.
I'm saying, okay, fine. So this roster is that bad. What's the record? 30. What are we at? 36 and 39. They're that bad. This roster. We could talk about it being imbalanced, but this roster, everybody begged for Malik Monk to be re-signed. He did. Everybody begged for Keon Ellis to get minutes. He did. Everybody begged to not trade Keegan Murray. Didn't. DeMar DeRozan is here. Zach LaVine is here. Quality basketball players. Domantas Sabonis is an all-NBA player. What is the reason that this roster is so bad?
Sometimes.
I'm sorry. What is the reason that this record is so bad?
Sometimes those guys got to look in the mirror. That's where I always look at some of
that's what I'm talking
about. Point
about.
guard on this roster. Like, yeah, it's nice. We want to make Malik try to be one, but he's not really a point guard. You don't have a point guard. Been trying to get wings on this team forever. You drafted a guy who was great.
So you're
for 3
telling
weeks.
me this
Now he's
team
already hurt.
is 36 and 39 because they don't have an organizer.
It's not that. It's just it's unbalanced more than that. Like you have like Zach LaVine, DeMar, and Monk don't work together. Like it's just none of this is balanced. It's not a good roster.
So Keon Ellis is starting now. Does that group work together?
I've never been start Keon. Like you know me.
You're not a truther?
No, I've never been. Like the team's mistake was that they never built off of anything.
Yeah, but I'm kind of leaning with Dame. Like you
traded your supposed franchise player. Now we got Zach LaVine in here. It's like what? Now we got to make that work. Fire your head coach.
There are other extenuating circumstances that don't help what's going on, but they do have enough talent to be better than who they are. People can talk about fit and all this other stuff. Like to a certain degree, it's not the same thing, I know, but to a certain degree, if I go out with some talented guys to go play basketball, we figure out what to do. We may not have a point guard or a big or something like that, but we figure out how to be cohesive after playing for a little while. Like they should.
When has the Zach LaVine team ever been more than a playing team in his career?
Well, when the hell has a Domantas Sabonis team ever been more than that?
We've been to the playoffs with the Pacers before, no?
They lost in the play-in. I remember that.
Well, I'm just saying, it's the group of guys. It's not on one guy. And if it's the group of guys, I look at the GM.
But this
team isn't good enough. They're not good enough to be the Clippers or any of those play-in teams. Like maybe you can beat Dallas at this point. Like you're not good enough. They're not good enough.
But why aren't you good enough? It's not.
It's the players.
Talent. It's not talent. It's the fact that the talent that they have hasn't been able to gel together.
Yeah, that's the GM's fault. You have talent, but none of it makes sense.
At what point is it the players' fault? At what, like, are they just mindlessly,
No, but like stuff has to work. It has to connect. Like you can't just
explain the point. Explain the point guard thing to me. Like, what does that mean?
It's the same thing like the Suns dealt with last year. We're gonna let Devin Booker run the offense. It doesn't work. Malik Monk isn't a guy where let me run the offense and all that.
And even they were 12 games over 500.
But who runs the offense?
At this point, I mean, DeMar, maybe.
No, he doesn't. It's the guy we started the conversation about.
Not anymore.
Okay, now whose problem is that?
I don't know.
Grow some goddamn balls. Run the offense through me. I'm looking at last year's schedule. Let's talk about who's leading the team in assists. I'll just run by Malik, Domas, De'Aaron, Domas, Malik, Domas, Malik, Domas, Malik. Oh, there's De'Aaron Fox. Isn't De'Aaron Fox the point guard? No, it doesn't matter. Domas is running the offense. More times than not, Domas is the assist leader on this team. Doesn't that mean he's running the offense? So why isn't he doing it this year? Oh, we don't want to hurt DeMar's feelings? No, man, you were the one here the last 2 years. You were the one that went to the playoffs 2 years ago. If this is accurate, if this is the disconnect here, yo, run everything through me. I'll get you the ball. My assist numbers show that. I'll get you your shot. My assist numbers show that. But who's saying run, or who, more importantly, who is not saying run the ball through Domas? If we don't have a point guard, and that is our big shortcoming, run the ball through the guy who we ran the ball through the last 2 years.
And if you don't have a point guard, and you're talking about you need a point guard, then you don't need Sabonis handling the rock.
I don't know. We've talked about like him and Fox not being franchised, so like we're not.
You're not
telling me anything.
That's the other part of it. That's the part. Like, this dude has been an all-NBA guy 2 years in a row. He's clearly not a bad basketball player. What are we missing right now? I understand the imbalance. I saw a pragmatic pessimist who only kind of casually pays attention to what we're talking about say, how many times have you told us Levine and DeMar were great when they had Lonzo Ball? That's 100% accurate. Lonzo ran that Chicago Bulls offense brilliantly. 2 years ago, we were talking about how Domantas Sabonis ran this offense brilliantly, allowed De'Aaron to do what he does, allowed Keegan Murray to become, one of the best shooting rookies. I mean, three-pointers made-wise that we'd ever seen. What's the problem now?
It's pointing everywhere else, and that's the problem.
That's
the problem.
That's my point.
That continuously is the problem with this franchise. These players that are here continuously, and some would say, well, if they keep saying it, then there must be some truth to it. Maybe, but there's nobody that ever stands up and says, I need to be better. The only one who really does that is Malik Monk. Malik Monk, you never hear about him searching for clarity or the coaching stuff or anything, or at the very least outwardly. Maybe he feels that way. Maybe he talks about it internally. But Malik Monk turns the ball over. It's not because the roster's in balance. I just got to be better at it. I ain't been shooting well. It's not because DeMar's taking all the shots and I stand in the corner and nobody does anything and he's a ball hog. Nah, I gotta make shots. I'll be better. But everybody, and I understand there's different elements to team, franchise, and all, but everybody all the time looks to blame everybody else other than the people who are out there actually executing or not executing, including the players. There's always some other reason why they can't get their job done. And even if that is true, their first go-to seems to be someone else. Like you've got to look at it almost in a delusional way. Like, all right, I know these things are stacked up against me, but what can I do to be better? Am I not making my free throws? Am I not closing out the right way? Like that game the other night, I'm not saying it's all his fault or anything else like that, but I ain't got nothing to do with the front office. Obi Toppin was cooking Sabonis and Lyles. There were no closeouts to Obi Toppin's a wide open threes. Tyrese Halliburton was picking on Sabonis in the fourth quarter. But we'll talk about the roster being imbalanced. Sabonis, if you're going to be on the court, you're going to have to guard the pick and roll. We can't hide you from that. You're going to have to find a way to defend. And everybody always looking to blame somebody else. And the problem is, if it's media or anybody else looking to blame somebody else, that's fine. But if those players are looking to blame somebody else, that's a problem. Because too many times they're looking at someone else instead of saying, where can I be better? I need to be better. That's why they get stuck in this rut. And that's why they're 3 games. That's part of the reason why they're 3 games under 500. Matter of fact, I won't even put no caveat. I'll go with you. That's the reason why they're 3 games under 500. Nobody's saying with their roster or the imbalance that they should be 15 games over. But they're looking, just can't get it done. And they start sulking and pouting and all this other stuff. This guy's got to be better, man. You have enough talent. You could have no point guards and no shooting guards and have this level of talent and play better than what we've seen you play. Getting beat down by 30 against Orlando, getting beat down by the Knicks, by the Warriors. These ass whoopings you've taken. Like those are unacceptable.
Doing that all year. Like, they got their ass whooped by the Warriors multiple times. Like, that's who you are. Nicholas Castle says Cesaro's the Zach LaVine of wrestling. I don't know if I buy into that.
Oh, man.
I feel like you're disrespecting Zach there.
You are disrespecting.
Yeah, you're
Zach
very
LaVine
much...
was on the 1 seed at one point.
Well, I'd hate to keep bringing his name up, but it's just first thing that came to my mind. Is Zach LaVine the Kevin Owens of wrestling?
No, Kevin Owens is better than Zach LaVine.
I think Jesse's right.
Yeah.
I think Jesse's right.
Is
I think
he really?
Jesse's right. Jesse's right.
Zach LaVine.
Jesse's
He never
right.
went
Zach
into Monday
LaVine
Night
is the Sami
Wars
Zayn, I
with
think, of wrestling.
Kevin Owens leading the charge.
You ain't never winning anything with Zach LaVine in charge.
Exactly.
No,
But
Zach
now there's a
LaVine-
better comp.
Zach LaVine is Sami Zayn. Like, he's just always around. He's really good, but it's like you're not winning.
Yeah, that's Sammy run.
I don't even know.
When they trying to put the-
Oh, you think Sammy's
They're
better?
trying to put the belt on Sammy for a second. I was like, settle down, guys.
No, they told a story with Sammy as the underdog versus Roman. I don't think there was ever a threat to put the belt on him, though they had that match in his hometown, which got, the crowd, really into it.
Mm-hmm.
And the right outcome happened.
We got a Zach
Roman
LaVine as
won.
Dolph Ziggler. How do we feel about that one?
Oh, that's tough.
Maybe
Dolph was actually pretty good.
maybe the 1 seed that 1 year with the Bulls was kind of a Money in the Bank cash in type thing.
You know
I was
where
about to say, because wasn't Dolph a champion?
Yeah,
he
like a
was.
second.
You know where they killed Dolph Ziggler
I love this.
is when he won that Survivor Series match that was where Sting debuted, and it was to get rid of Stephanie and Hunter, and Dolph Ziggler was the guy who did it. And they asked him the next day, "Hey, you saved the WWE from Triple H and Stephanie," and he goes, "I don't care about that. I do what I do every night, and it's steal the show." And it's like, all right, jackass. Like, whoever wrote that for you should have stood up and said, "No, this isn't it. No one cares if you wrestle a good match. If you can't tell a good story, get off of my television." And ultimately, guess what happened? Brody works for a company called TNA now.
Ouch. Well, they're in partnership with
Well, so maybe he'll be back.
They this was just really,
Oh, Zach LaVine is Zach Ryder.
now
tough.
that is disrespectful.
That's
Whoa,
worse.
You've
whoa.
gone too far.
Whoa, whoa,
Zaybo,
whoa.
you've gone too far.
I don't know.
No, he's gone too far.
I don't know.
Kane pushed
Zach
that-
LaVine
no,
has
hey.
a damn gold medal. Don't do that.
Yeah, Kane pushed Zach. What's his face? Zach Ryder off the side of the stage in a
So
wheelchair.
who's Zach
Like, that's
LaVine then?
I think he's.
I
Sami
think he's
Zayn.
Kevin Owens.
He's not Kevin.
He's not Kevin
He's not.
Owens.
He's Kevin Owens.
He's
No,
not
hey,
Kevin
someone
Owens.
threw it in there. Domantas Sabonis is Kevin Owens. You don't have to agree. I'll say it.
That actually works.
I don't remember who said it. Shout out to whoever did.
That actually works. Like, they put
Sal said
Kevin
it right here.
Sabonis is Kevin Owens. I think that's not bad.
Hey, man. Hey, chill.
That's not bad.
I'm not going to put it on the screen because, come on, man. I will need to do that. Dr. David, come on. It's recent.
It's not
I
very
see it.
nice. No, it's not very nice. Be nice, Dr. David.
Well, wait a minute.
Levine is the
oh,
best. And I'll do some more.
man.
Now this game is very mean.
Now, okay.
Who the hell's the Bastion Booker?
You don't know who Bastion Booger is?
No. This is no. When you see it's gonna be disrespectful.
Bastion Booger.
That was Deuce, and Deuce, come on.
How do we
Come
know that
on.
wasn't Morgan?
That's not cool too.
What if Morgan was like, "Yo, you know who Zach LaVine reminds me of? It's Bastion Booger." By the way, since
That's
Deuce is
crazy.
here, should we talk about Deuce's shirt last night? I think we would have to talk about it to Deuce.
Well, yeah, maybe so. I will say this. I was watching when I got home. Background changed.
yeah,
It looked a little
It
different.
looked, yeah. That
Mhm.
Wild West background was tough on Deuce's suit and
They
shirt.
should have consulted him with before.
And the other thing was, I thought Morgan's outfit was terrific. I thought I love the loose bottoms, the tight tops and the baggy pants. Like, I think that's a great look.
They look good. They look good. They always.
I
look good.
know I like Deuce's suit.
Yeah.
The color of that suit I liked a lot.
The background just messed them up a couple times. It was all
The
good.
Bastion Booger
He did-
thing
I
was
mean,
cold.
The shirt,
I
I
need-
liked the shirt. It was a little teacherish, but it wasn't It wasn't TV all the time. It was a little more teacherish, but I still like the shirt. I like the pattern. I like the color in the shirts. It worked for me.
I need the proper. We're not moving on from this. I need the proper Zach LaVine wrestling comp.
If it's not Sammy, then who?
I don't think it's Sammy.
And
well, okay, all right.
Real quick, DeMar DeRozan.
Okay.
DeMar DeRozan is Roman Reigns that 1 year. They kept those 2 years. They kind of kept force feeding him. Like that's how the fans.
It's DeMar DeRozan is Roman Reigns before
stop
the
putting
heel
him on
turn.
my TV and stop balling all the time.
So DeMar DeRozan is the sucker and succotash version of Roman Reigns.
As soon as the 5th minute hits, they just boo.
That's a good call. That's a good call. Zach LaVine. Okay, but no. Why is he not Sami Zayn? You think Sammy's better than Zach?
I do think Sammy's a little better than Zach. Maybe that's the comp. I'm leaning on another one, but I don't think it.
Once again, guys, again, he's a 2-time All-Star and he has a gold medal.
All right.
What does Sammy
all right.
Intercontinental champ. Wanted to be Gunther, right?
He did.
He did. There you go.
Okay. All right. Let me go a notch above Sammy.
Okay.
This doesn't work. Okay.
Oh, I got an old
okay.
school one.
I want to be clear. I think he might be a top 3 in-ring performer of all time. But is Zach LaVine Daniel Bryan?
No.
Daniel's too good. He's too good. Okay.
Too high.
He's too good.
I got one for Oh, shout out to Spectre because I was gonna say it. Zach LaVine, Mr. Perfect.
Hey.
Okay.
I kind of like it.
I like it.
Well, mainly because I chose it.
You're not going to headline WrestleMania.
Right.
You're a solid role player.
You're an asset to the company. Like the company is part of the reason why they're strong is because of you. You're not the reason, and you're probably not a top 4 reason.
Deuce got a good one.
Uh-oh.
Deuce got a good one.
Go ahead.
Deuce got a good one.
No.
Hey.
Well, no, wait a minute. No, you know who? Come on. You know who that is.
Wait, who?
Well,
Deuce says Damian Priest.
I say no. You know who that is? It's Keegan Murray.
Hey.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, now we're cooking.
They want him to be this guy. He's just not that guy.
You got the right name.
Hey, I'll be turning the TV off when Damian Priest is on my TV.
The wrong player. Keegan Murray is Damian Priest. That's a good one right there.
Stop telling me he's a champion.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah. Keegan Murray is Damian Priest.
I liked you guys are kind of talking me into Sammy. I like Mr. Perfect. Daniel Bryan a little too high.
So
Daniel Bryan
is too high.
Probably Sabonis? Daniel Bryan?
Nah, Daniel doesn't belong in this. He's too good.
He's too good.
Yeah, he's too good. He doesn't play. He doesn't play for the Kings. Yeah,
he plays for the Thunder.
Yeah, he does. I know you guys don't like this. The Billy Gunn, it's not that bad
for Zach.
Yeah,
no
high hopes. Like was a solid performer. Never a main eventer. Like got buried by The Rock.
We're just isolating his time in Sacramento. Is he the Shockmaster?
No. He's no.
By the way, Jesse, clip this.
I think Zach LaVine. I think Zach LaVine. We should just refer to him as Mr. Ass now.
You can't do that.
Just
listen to Dr.
Get the music. We'll get the theme music. Zach LaVine scores. Why not?
You can't do that. The man has won a gold medal. 2-time All-Star.
This is what happens when you lose to the Wizards. This isn't our fault. This is your fault. We got Stanley on the line. He might drop a wrestler. He's got a good one usually drop.
Okay.
Stanley does?
He'll drop one in sometimes.
And he's going to fire us at some point.
Yeah.
What's up, Stanley?
Well, I'll tell you what's up. It's almost April the 15th, tax day. And I heard that Kenny and I heard that all of you all collectively have been cheating on your taxes. And you know what that means. IRS, Erwin R. Shyster, is going to bust up all of wrestling. I mean, that's the lowdown. And he should bust up the Kings for losing to the no hapless Washington Wizards or whatever you want to call them. I don't know what they are.
But that's what they are.
I mean, that's something that, I mean, nobody that, I'm glad I'm not a season ticket holder, because I would have, and you know, if they would have, I heard you all say this morning, if it had been at Golden One, and they had put on a performance like that, man, they would have had to call in police protection, man.
Now I'm with you, Stanley. They need to know who should have been on that roster last night. Tell them who should have been on that roster.
And I'm not even going to go there.
Because they need that type of guy. Come on, tell them, Stanley.
Man, they need first of all, they need Bobby Huggins as coach. Doug Christie is too nice. He's too nice.
That's
and you know what? I mean, y'all can laugh. I mean, look, and as bad as I do think that Rick Pitino is I don't even want to talk about how despicable he is. But if you want to win, that's the kind of coach you need. That's the kind of coach Sacramento needs. They need someone like Bobby Huggins. Okay. They need someone like Nick Van Exel, and they need someone like Danny Thornton as assistant.
I've just figured it out.
With this. Y'all laughing.
No, I figured this out, Stanley. All these years, I didn't realize you're a Cincinnati fan.
No. I'm just saying that I'm taking the kind of coach that you need. The kind of guidance that you need to win around here, because I'm sorry, there is and you know what, Mike Brown, you shouldn't have never got rid of him. I mean, look, you can say what you want, and I know people regress, but okay, you fire him. Who you gonna bring in now? Don't tell me Ghostbusters. But I mean, this team right now, they are in a helpless spin. It's like a spinning mode on a dryer. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, they feel like the Cowboys.
Okay. What do you do that? Stanley was having a good time.
Why are you going to do that when I cut him off?
Yeah, Stanley was having a good time.
Cowboys got their quarterback of the future, though. They got that quarterback of the future.
Shout out Joe Millen. Shout out IRS, too.
Do you think Stanley forgot my name?
Yeah, he doesn't know who you are.
I don't think he does.
That's not true. He says the same every time.
No, I think he forgot.
No. He even had a inside reference to your past.
He did.
Well, remember the one time we were like, oh, yeah, he calls in. He's like, yeah, Kenny Caraway. You talking about Trey Young? He's like, no, that was D'Lo. Well, whoever that was.
Yeah. I don't even know that Stanley knows for sure that I'm here. That's all right.
Make sure you guys do your taxes.
Most people forget who I am when I'm around Kenny.
Not true.
But who's the Erwin R. Shyster of the Kings?
That was a good call from Stanley right there. That was a good call. IRS.
IRS.
Keon?
No, Keon's got to be someone like likable.
Yeah. Somebody had a good one in there.
It's Markelle Fultz. It's a curtain jerker. Like it's yeah. There's nobody. It's nothing.
Somebody had a good one in here. This was spot on. Oh, it was Jacob. He said Malik Monk is Jey Uso.
There you go. Yeah, that works.
You know what? Yeah,
that's a good one.
I mean, he needs to start. And I don't necessarily believe it. I think he's better as a sixth man.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. That's a good call.
Keon is LA Knight.
Whoa. That's a little disrespectful.
No, it's not, because you guys don't like LA Knight, but the people love LA Knight, and the people love Keon Ellis.
I see you working.
Well, but that's insinuating that we don't like Keon Ellis.
No, you guys are going to have to just work with me on that one. I'm right. I'm right.
Defame our names for Keon.
You guys are just some haters on that guy.
We like you. Oh, Aldo, that's a good one. Keon is the 1, 2, 3 kid.
See, there you go. There you go. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh,
My fault. Maybe they're not fans of LA Knights. So
Monk-
don't do Keon like that, Jesse. My fault, Warren.
Monk and Jey Uso was flawless.
Yeah, that was a great one.
That's flawless.
That was a great one.
I actually think Damian Priest and Keegan Murray's flawless too. I know that wasn't Deuce's intention, but that's a good one right there.
A little too real there, Deuce. A little too real.
Man.
Did we ever figure out who Sabonis was?
I thought we settled on one earlier.
I think it's Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I mean Kevin Owens does work.
Yeah.
I mean, a solid player, never gonna get you.
Not gonna leave my company.
Yeah.
But you need him on the roster.
You
to
do.
fill out
Exactly.
the roster.
Yeah. But you need a Roman Reigns.
We have no Roman.
We have no Roman
no
Reigns.
Cody. We
Yep.
have no.
I need to play through.
We have
Kevin.
no Punk.
No.
We have no Seth.
No. That's
We don't
crazy.
have any of
And
that.
Seth might not even be like a number one.
Was De'Aaron Seth? Did we have a Seth and a Kevin Owens here? And no Punk and Roman?
That sounds right.
No Cody?
That sounds right. That sounds right, because if you squint hard enough, Seth can lead this company.
Yeah, but when
But
Seth,
maybe
yeah, but
not.
no,
Seth can lead it if you have the right people around him.
Yeah, Seth led with Hunter.
Mm.
When it was the Authority, he was their guy.
Mhm.
He didn't lead by himself.
Right,
He didn't
right.
like Cody is standing alone.
Right.
Roman, I know he had Paul, but he stood alone. It wasn't him and Vince. It wasn't him and Hunter. It was Roman.
Mhm.
It's Cody. Seth was a part of the Authority story.
Come on, Leon. Sabonis is fake.
No, stop it.
Hey, is Vladdy Divac?
Well, wait a minute. Jacob Z might have one. Jacob Z might have one. He asked if Sabonis is Lex Luger. And remember, they wanted Lex Luger. No. Hear me out.
No, that's a good
They
one.
wanted Lex Luger to be the guy so bad. They put him on a bus. They draped him in American flags. They had him body slam Yokozuna on the USS Intrepid on the 4th of July. And he couldn't do it.
Mm.
He could
Mm.
not be the guy. The problem is, I can't believe I'm about to say this. We don't have a Bret Hart either.
Ooh.
Bret Hart
Ooh.
came along,
Yeah.
bailed Vince McMahon out. That's the thing.
Well,
Vince never loved Bret Hart.
wait a minute.
He-
Is DeMar Bret Hart
No.
No,
older in the game?
no.
Feels like he should be getting the respect.
DeMar is Bret Hart in WCW.
Yeah.
That's-
Hey, is Vladdy Divac the Undertaker? You kind of buried him alive a few times, but he's still here.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Is Vivek Kevin Nash?
Hey, Vivek might be Vince Russo.
Oh, God damn it. Well, it's a coaching job on a pole match.
Hey, David Arquette, my champion.
Yeah.
Coaching job on a pole.
Oh, man.
Oh man,
well,
this took a little bit of this thing off, but